There's no question that with the passage of time, increasingly the attitude of a citizenry toward what their government should and should not do is affected by the movies they see and the television programs they see. Their role models are there, and police are there, and we see how they operate, and the messages are sometimes subtle in the story that this is how it should be or how it must be. And increasingly, we see police acting in a very violent and brutal fashion. And it's portrayed as kind of a heroic thing for them to be doing because, and this is the storyline, because they're fighting against very bad people. So the concept is, well, as long as you're fighting against very bad people, then you can also be very bad. And in fact, you have to be if you want to defend the good people out there. This is kind of a subtle message that increasingly we see all the time in movies and television programs. That what we used to call police brutality is now just what police have to do because they're opposing very, very bad people. Those concepts are not in the Constitution of our land, and they're certainly not in the laws and constitutions of most other lands either. There's a serious question as to whether or not a free people can even know that they're losing their freedom if their concepts of what is the proper function of the state are constantly being affected by this kind of treatment. In other words, I think people are being desensitized to the fact that they're losing their freedom, to the fact that they're losing their privacy, to the fact that they're losing their right to be treated humanely. And I think it's increasingly being accepted that it's okay for the state to be brutal. This is not a good trend, folks, and we've got to stop it. We've got to go back to founding principles. We've got to get very clear what is the proper function of the state, and it's certainly not that. The proper function of the state, in my view, is that it's strictly defensive, strictly negative. The only justification for the state use of physical force or violence is in the defense of life, liberty, and property, nothing more. In the defense of life, liberty, and property. It's defensive, it's negative, it's not aggressive. And that fact has been lost in the thinking or the knowledge base of most people. It's time to renew that concept.